Good morning, everyone. I'm having a little bit of computer difficulty this morning, so I'm not sure if we'll be able to have the houses up during the declaration of blight. I'm trying to get it fixed right now.
Aaron, we ready to get started?
Andy, we have a quorum, it appears, if you want to get the meeting started.
Yes, I do. Okay. Has everybody had the opportunity to review the minutes from the last meeting? Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved, Aaron.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Okay. Aaron, do we have any public comment?
None that I'm aware of this morning. There are some people in as attendees, but I don't believe we have any comment at this time.
Okay. Okay, moving on to the secretary's report.
All right, Secretary's report. Right now, we have 175 properties on the blighted property list. There are still 8 of those on the judicial tax sale for next week. The Erie Land Bank has optioned those, as I said last month, and it appears that those will be on the sale pending anybody making final payments on them into the meeting next, or into the sale next week. So we'll hopefully be able to, the land bank will option those properties, and those blighted properties will become the ownership of the land bank after the sale. So that is my report for this month.
Aaron and Mike, you will be attending that auction?
It is online, so for 2 days, but yeah, we'll be able to watch the sale.
It's online, but I definitely plan on monitoring it.
Okay, good. Thank you. Have we received any correspondence?
No, we have no correspondence.
Do we have any old business?
Old business, we have 3 properties for rescission of blight. One is 445 East 5th Street, which was a land bank demo. 1407 East 37th Street, which was a private rehab. And 601, 603 East 10th Street, which was another private rehab after they recently purchased the property.
Is that 445?
Yes.
That is 445 East 5th Street.
That was done by Empire Demolition.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move to rescind the blight declaration on that property.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye. Aaron, can you go back a picture?
Frank is running that, so hopefully.
To that one there. That's 1407?
That is,
That's 1407 East 37th Street. That's under land contract right now, and there's a sale pending. Once Blight is removed, I've been there twice. I've been inside the property and around the back of the property.
The driveway looks a little bit rough. More like grass and topsoil instead of gravel or a hard surface.
Yeah, I think it's been like that since it was built.
Okay. Do we have a picture of the other one? The 601?
Oh,
That one was just sold as well. There's a new owner, private rehab. Everything's finished. We've been to that property a few times since it's finished as well.
Do I have a motion to rescind the blight designation on those two properties?
before
motion
we,
to,
oh,
Go ahead.
sorry, my bad.
Nope.
The inside of this one that is up on the screen right now, with the yellow color. You've been inside that one too, Michael?
I have not been inside of that one. Not since the new owner took possession. I did with the previous owner, it was a stop and start. The previous owner started fixing up the inside, and the inside was quite a ways in progression. And then they just left it and stopped, which ultimately led to the blight designation. The previous owner finished up. There's some minor things inside, and then did all of the exterior property maintenance work, painting, all of the stuff we listed for reasons for blight.
Okay, thanks. Mr. Chairman, I'll move, or I'll second, I think that might have been Aaron's motion. Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, all in favor? Say
Aye.
aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on to new business. Mike?
First up, we have 221 Locust Street. We've been dealing with this one for quite some time. The original case started in 2012 under a different owner. It's currently owned by an out-of-town finance company, and they've had two different property maintenance contractors. They just recently hired a new one, and I just got in contact with them yesterday to explain to them the blight process, what's going to happen, and to tell them what could ultimately happen if they don't correct the issues stated in the previous notices. We sent notices out in 2012 under the previous owner, and then 18 under the previous owner, and then they were cited. The previous owner was cited and found guilty. It was sold in 2020, and we've sent notices out in April of 20, twice in April of 20. They were cited in July, this July of 2021, with the results of that citation outstanding. There was a repair or demo issued in October of this year of 2021. And that's the notice that the new property maintenance company just responded to. The taxes are current, but the water's been off since February 14th of 2017. And there is a lien on this from the previous owner where we had to clean up rubbish and junk and debris. So I think I'm going to work with the new property owner to hopefully get all of these issues corrected and rectified. But I still am presenting it to the committee in case it doesn't happen, or it falls through like the previous property maintenance company did, or of a stop and start where they start working on things and don't follow through with what they say. There's a tarp on the roof. I think it needs some roof repair as well. It's a tarp hanging off there. It was hard to get decent pictures of this one because it was pouring down rain the last time I was there.
This one, it does have some photos on a Zillow listing.
Mhm.
It has apparently no heat source and is full of mold. I
Yes.
don't know.
I think the mold that has to do with a roof leak, that's an assumption on my part. And I did speak with one of the realtors. I think they've had more than one that has tried to sell this house. And I think the issue is agreeable asking price as to why it's sitting still.
They want $70,000 for it and you can't live in it.
Yeah, exactly. I know that there are some neighbors interested in it. When I was out there a couple times, the one time a neighbor came out and spoke to me and they were interested in purchasing it, but they could not come to an agreement with the current owners.
Do I have a motion to blight?
So moved, Aaron.
Second?
I'll second.
All in favor? Say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, motion carries.
Next up, we have 1710 East 28th Street. This one dates back, well, the original case was back in 2015. And then it was cleaned up, so that case was closed and another one was open on August 2nd of 2017 under the previous owner. And notices were sent in 2017 and then also in June and November of 2018. The current owner purchased it in April of 2019 from a tax sale. And then the notices and updated notices and everything that needed done was sent to him that May, the following May. And again in June of this year. I posted a repair demo order on it June 2nd of this year. And the owner contacted me and said that he was going to respond and everything would be cleaned up and he was going to begin working on it and have it finished before the end of the summer. And I went back there. I've been back there several times to check in on, and there's no progress made or even begun. I think it's a mobile home set on a block foundation. And it looks like they were at one point trying to put siding over top of no sheeting or house wrap there. They were just siding open studs. And I have not heard any response or heard anything from the owner since June. The water's been off since June 13th of 2016. There are taxes owed back to 2020 over $4,000. And it's like part of the lot is being mowed, but not the part in front of the garage. Like they mow half of it, but not the other half. I'm not sure what the reasoning is there.
Might be a neighbor mowing it.
That's usually the case when I see this. A neighbor will mow as much as he or she has to look at, and then they'll leave the rest. But I have had communication with this property owner, have given him ample time to work with me to get these issues rectified, and there have been little to no effort or results in my efforts.
Is there a motion to blight?
I'll move.
I'll second. Oh,
Thank you, PJ. All in favor, say aye.
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 Okay, this next one is pretty bad. It's one of the worst ones I've been to. 1962 East 20th Street. It's a pretty good sized lot. It's on a corner lot. When I was looking up the owner information, there is a Joseph Johnson. I found two obituaries for two different Joseph Johnsons of different ages. I'm not sure. They both were from Erie. I'm assuming one of them is this owner. I'm not sure. The Retha May is still alive, and the last communications we have, she was moving in with her daughter, but had no intentions of or means of financing or rehabilitating this property. They've owned it since 1982, our case history starts back to January 15th of 2019, where a notice was sent. And another one was sent in November of 19, March of 2020, and July of 2020. A quality of life ticket was issued in August of 2020. And another notice was sent this October 5th of 2021, as well as a repair or demo order at the beginning of this month with no response. From what I understand from the property maintenance inspector, the owner is elderly, moved in with her daughter, and they just don't have the intent or means to do anything with this property. And it's kind of become a dumping ground for the rest of the neighborhood. There's couches and furniture, the awning's collapsing. There's a hole in the roof that at one point was tried to be covered with a tarp, but the tarp is weathered and fell through. And it was hard to get decent pictures of all sides of this property because of how overgrown some of the weeds are. There is an abandoned vehicle that looks like it's been rummaged through or broken into probably 3 or 4 times. The water's been off since November 12th of 2019. There are back taxes owed to 2019 over $2,000. So I would guess it's going to be on the judicial sale next year. There's about $800 owed to the water authority for water and sewer and garbage outstanding bill.
I don't think we can wait much longer on this one.
That was my thought too. That's why I'm presenting it.
Do I have a motion to blight?
Motion to blight, Aaron.
Second?
Second. Dave.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 And last but not least, we have 621 East 25th Street. This is a parcel with 2 houses on it, one being worse than the other. The current owners have owned it since 2015. We have notices, or 2017, I'm sorry, since June of 2017. We have notices with the previous owner dating back to April of 2009, and then an updated notice with the current owner. They bought it in June. We sent them updated notices in August of the same year of 2017 with no response. Quality of life ticket was issued in March of 2018. They were cited in May of 2018. No show, found guilty and fined $100. They were cited again in June of 2020, and they showed up, did a few minor repairs, so the citation was withdrawn with the hopes that they were going to continue, and it didn't happen. It did not continue. So another notice was sent in June of this year, June 4th of 2021, with no response. And then I issued a repair demo order November 4th of this month and this year. The water's been off since November 21st of 2016. And the taxes are owed back from 2020 and 2021 over 4,000. The back half of this is the one I'm more concerned about. The back property on this is in worse shape than the front property. That's the house in the back. And that's been boarded up and hasn't been lived in and worked on for quite some time now. That's the one we get most of our complaints about from the neighbors, the adjoining neighbors behind it. But the front house is also vacant. There's some foundation issues. There's some brick collapsing that they tried to repair with, it seems like stonework on the bottom there, but didn't quite work out well. Both houses actually have some foundation issues in the exposed portion of the foundation. The grass is being mowed at this one, but I'm not sure if it's from the property owner or a neighbor. I assume the property owner because the back is cut as well. But as far as any other maintenance, it doesn't look like anything's being done. You can see the brick there needs repointed, coming on, is compromised at the bottom of that foundation as well. This is the front house. And that's the front steps of the front house.
Okay. Do I have a motion to Blake?
Motion to blight, Aaron.
Second? I'll
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you.
And that's what I have this meeting. Thank you.
Okay. Very good. With nothing else being said, anybody have any comments or so forth? Do I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Aaron. Second, then.
Dave, and- All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye.